I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this week I want to start by getting your opinion on what I think are the final two options for Trouble Girls back cover. Which do you prefer of the two below? Mackenzie did a second one in that mono font, and I think it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Continuing with Shiny Pretty Gothic, book the third in the Do the Wrong Thing series. Previously, Ava met a WWF wrestler, and her gay hairdresser neighbor told her about a sex club he visits. I've also made more edits to this chapter. Zeller's Lamps, Chapter 5. A slow Monday night at Sunstars, and a guy I've never seen before, with curly brown hair and wearing baggy workman's clothes like he's a drywaller or something, is getting wasted at the bar. I stand at the opposite end, only moving to the middle when drinks are ready to be picked up. The guy keeps staring at me. I carry drinks to one of two occupied tables in the front room and return to the bar. The guy starts muttering angrily. Mange ta Plotte, he blurts out, looking at me. I keep my eyes trained straight ahead. Mange ta Plotte, he says again, then louder. Mange ta Plotte! Mange ta Plotte! Ajmal jumps up from his stool and ushers me into the front room while his friend steps in front of the guy. Wait here temporarily, Ajmal says in his mixed accent. French and the Bahamas, I'm not sure where he's from. He's a good guy, he adds. He is, echoes the bartender, who has followed us out and is standing behind Ajmal. My whole being has shrunk into a tight, tight ball. I'm like an apple that's been left too long on a windowsill. I feel dirty. Again, it's my whole being. If I could transform into nothing and come out in another, Mange ta Plotte, the man screams from the back. Ajmal and the bartender look at each other and repeat again that the man is a good guy. I know that they're saying this because the guy spent a lot of money and the place is not doing well. Take the night off, Ajmal says to me. I do, but I don't go back. I'm getting more and more modeling work, so life is easier. Not that I could survive without the welfare checks. Still, it's the only work I've ever enjoyed, and I think I'm good at it. The teachers and students are happy. One teacher at the small school I work at recommends me to a Université de Release professor. I walk through the artsy tourist area in the old part of the city, stopping at a massive renovated red brick factory with the same windows made of small windows that the Trent School of Art had. Trent School of Art, where my university art teacher took me and where I discovered that even if I couldn't draw, something inside of me could. Trent, where Julian lived. Inside, I find my way to the professor's third-floor studio, which is as big as the entire apartment I share with Beth and Pierre, maybe bigger. Willem Wolf is 40, quiet, with a full face and head of kinky brown hair and a stocky Ukrainian build. He insists on being called Wilhelm, and with him, it seems natural and all right, unlike with my university art teacher or Shutter, Costas. Anyway, Willem's walls are red brick and his floor regular hardwood, not all painted white like Trent School of Art. His abstract paintings and life-size figure drawings hide much of the brick. After we draw for a while, Willem bums some drum tobacco and a paper from me and tells me about leaving the Ukraine and about his wife and work. He bought a pig's head once so he could watch it decompose. His studio filled with flies, so he hung it outside his window. Maggots fell off it like snow, creating a puddle on the sidewalk below. The wood that was once shiny and carved has disintegrated into powdery lumps at the bottom of delicate, brown, teardropped cages. Were the teardrops once shiny too? Silver? Probably. How much? Asked the man in the consignment store. A quarter. I put the teardrops in my lobes immediately after paying for them. At a drugstore, I buy mothballs. Jesus, what's that smell? Pierre exclaims, wrinkling his nose when I come out of my room wearing my new scent. Mothballs, I laugh self-consciously. I thought it'd make an interesting perfume. He gives me a strange look, so I take another bath before leaving the apartment. Can you make my hair gray? I ask Wally when I visit him at his salon. Why would you want to do that? This was the 80s, reader, before gray became fashionable. I don't know. No one likes gray, so I want to. Wally inspects my roots. I don't think the color will grab without bleach. I don't want bleach. Since I was 12, I've only had my hair trimmed of dead ends. I'm protective of its virginity. Just a sec. Wally comes back with a box. I don't know if this will work, he says. My hair looks a teeny bit gray in the highlights, if you're looking for it, after Wally applies the cream and lets me sit under a hairdryer for half an hour. No, the box doesn't work. My decayed wood earrings came from a secondhand shop on the English side of Release. Most of the time, I stay in the village and surrounding neighborhood. My favorite street is Pontiel, a couple over from ours, away from the village. An ugly, busy avenue filled with haberdasheries, I think that's what they're called. Enormous stores full of nondescript clothing, pots, pans, like an army surplus, but for clothing and housewares. In the backs of these, I find decades old, never worn clothes with the tags still on them. How much? I ask a sullen man wearing a small beanie on the back of his head. He flicks his wrist at the neon, extra wide leg pants I hold up. 50 cents each, he says, shaking his head. An old man's watch, brightly colored women's house dresses, and shiny 70s polyester mini dresses, all buried under more current merchandise in big bins at the back of his and other stores on Pontiel. In a village consignment shop, I find a full-length purple velvet hooded cape lined with ivory silk, $10. I buy feather boas, a tight-fitting red and black wool skirt from Paris. Most of the stuff I never wear, except the one time I try it on in the stores and the second in my room, at my mirror, daring myself to wear it out. I go back to the store in English Release, this time with a plan. I want a bathrobe to wear between modeling poses, and I know what I want. Men's, paisley, British, satiny, with a solid color collar. Can't get that in French or Jewish Release. I buy makeup, mostly lipsticks. I desperately want to be one of those women in the magazines. Well, no. I want, like, when you read a fashion magazine like Vogue or Elle, and they tell you to, what, slap it on, slather, wipe it on, slick it on. They tell you to slick on some lipstick and nothing else to make yourself look like you don't care about makeup while still caring. Just slick it on before you leave the house or in the bathroom after eating. Brush on a quick coat of mascara, too. Well, in the morning. I want to be that woman. I want to wear brilliant red lipstick. Everyone looks at me. I feel like my lips are walking down the street without me. Oh, I want to be the girl with the big, smiling, talking mouth. Mine only frowns.